What is up, my friends? Back with another video today. I don't know why the clap evolved into my intro. I don't know where that came from. I just did it like on my first video and I've been doing it ever since, but helps me get into the zone when I sit down. Anyways, just wanted to talk about a topic today that got inspired by a few of recent emails and comments on a few of my videos. I got a lot of new guys on the channel. I mean, it's one of the things that's great about this channel is it's such a blend of people. We got people that own their own, pro photography businesses. We got people who are just amateur hobbyists. We got people who are literally just getting into the field, and we have people who've just been doing it for a while, just do it because they love it, and aren't trying to make any money off of it. But it's great because everyone's talking about photography. But the last few emails I've gotten are from like really new people just looking to get into this. And I wanted to touch on it because I think it's a really important subject. And I just can't stress this enough, guys. My YouTube channel is like, I'm kind of like the Z6 guy. I talk about it a lot. It's what I use, it's what I love, and it's the thing that I think that's an affordable way for people to get a really good camera and start shooting events and weddings. But I want you guys to also know that I am not about spending money. I really am only about spending money on things that are absolutely necessary if you really truly need it. And like I've said in a million other videos, we're so bombarded all the time by marketing and freaking people's opinions and this and that. I mean, the internet has no shortage of people trying to give you their opinion on stuff. And there's so many fakers out there. There's so many LARPers. Like, people just, if you don't know what LARPing is, it's basically this. Somebody who just talks all the time and then just doesn't back it up with anything. And the internet's full of those people. And not only that, but we have companies that just try and shove products down our throats to make us feel like we need things. And I just want you guys to realize that it's not about the gear. It's not about the things that we buy that's going to make us better photographers. So in reference to all the questions that I've been getting about gear and about what you should buy if you start in photography and you just want to develop it as a hobby and see where it goes, if you have less than $1,000, you have it just, anywhere from just a few $100s, you can get everything you need. The title of this video, $1,000 camera versus a camera that's multiple thousands of dollars. What's the difference? What's the real difference when it comes to image output? And it depends on what level you're at, guys. If you're a new person or you're an amateur hobbyist or you're somebody that just wants to get into, making beautiful images, or if you're just in the beginning of, booking like families and, starting to get into kind of that area, portraits and things like that, you guys should buy a D700 in my opinion, okay? You can get one for like $400, $450 online. I just bought one a little while ago, another one for I don't know, it was like $450. I'm like collecting D700s now because I believe that they're going to be a collector's item. Eventually they're going to be like one of those legendary cameras, and the price is going to go way up. It's going to be a lot harder to get them because it's just a phenomenal camera and the image output is crazy. So as this video goes, I'm going to start putting out, you guys are going to see clips and different images that I shot with just the D700, guys. And tell me, honestly, do you think any of these images, you could tell if they were shot on a D850 or a D700? You could tell if they were shot on a, Sony A7R III or a Z6 or a D5300? Honestly, I don't think you could. Every single one of these images was shot with a D700. And if you guys are listening on a podcast, I'm going to strip this audio and upload it to podcast. If you guys are listening on a podcast, I'll put the links in. But I just think that you guys need to, as the new guys, this is my message to you, is do not spend the money unless you absolutely know you need it. If you guys are, obviously a professional class, you guys are running a business, you are doing, hardcore weddings, you're doing hardcore events, yeah, the needs and necessities obviously change. But I'm talking about the people who are just doing this for the love of it and the fun of it and are just getting into it to develop their creative eye. Because you should not just start photography for an idea of making it a business. You should start photography because you love it and you feel like you have to do it. And if you're in that stage, you just need to learn and you just need to shoot. You need to go out and just try and make beautiful images. And it doesn't matter what you have in your hand. I mean, literally, I've created images with just my iPhone. You know, I talk about this in other videos. Some of the best images that I ever made were with the D3200. You know, right off the bat, like when I was first learning and just traveling around the country and just shooting different things. It's not about the gear. It's about the guy who's behind it, or the girl, whatever, the eye. The person whose vision that is pushing you to go do something. The passion is the most important thing. Your vision is the most important thing. Your imagination is the most important thing. Your gear is not. So tell me honestly if you guys can tell the difference between $1,000, basically $1,000, less than $1,000 images that these images that I'm putting up here were produced with, or if you think that they, you know, you could tell the difference of producing them, you know, with the D850, a $3,500 camera. You can't. And that's because the gear is so secondary, guys. Like, I say this before, you know, I wish that I could just go in and, you know, do a wedding with just a 35 mil. Just a 35 mil and just a, you know, one lens, one little body, and just go. And you know, it's funny, I kind of see a trend now. I've noticed this on from a few different photographers. It's like the minimalism idea is coming back. You know, like that idea of just focusing intently on moments, because I feel like everything has been so oversaturated with like these wow shots and these, you know, candy coated, like just unbelievable like effects shots, that people are kind of like, I don't know, they're starting to get kind of like turned off by that, you know, because it's becoming so like the magic is gone from it, and they're realizing that the real photography, the real best images that move people and that stand the test of time, they were shot with some of the, you know, crappiest cameras by today's standards imaginable. The resolution, the autofocus, you know, if it even had autofocus, you know, a lot of these Pulitzer Prize winning photos are just all manual focus film cameras, you know. It's really, guys, the gear lust is a very difficult thing to get over, you know, especially when you're in photography, you're on YouTube, you're on the internet, and you're looking at things all the time. It's easy to think that you need something else. And like I said, that's one of the reasons why I love the Z6, because it's pretty inexpensive. It's a great full frame camera. You get it for less than 2,000 bucks now, you know, and it can handle anything. I mean, I do the most difficult thing there is. In my opinion, weddings, you have to be, you know, Jeffrey Oka, if you're listening to this, man, shout out to you. You put a good comment down like a couple days ago, and you said, you know, wedding photographers, like, people don't understand. You have to be incredibly dialed in and ultimately talented to be able to produce very good photos at weddings consistently over and over again, because it's extraordinarily hard, and there's so many different things that come in to make the situation more difficult. There's so many things you're dealing with, people's personalities, you know, change every single wedding, and sometimes multiple of sections of the wedding, their personalities change. Lighting changes, areas that you're shooting changes, there's multiple venues sometimes. You know, people get drunk, and then people are sober, people get in fights, people are moving around, timeline gets switched up. I mean, everything is just crazy, you know? So that was a good comment, you know, and I think that you're right. You know, people who go into this profession and move into the wedding industry, man, God bless you guys, because, you know, it's not easy. But that was a little off track there. I don't want to digress, but basically, you know, can you really tell the difference, guys, between a camera that just costs, you know, less than $1,000 and a camera that costs over $3,000? Not really. Not really, in terms of image output, guys. You know, it's about the craft, it's about the final image, and I want you new guys to really listen to that, because you need to develop your creative eye before anything, and don't put yourself in a position to stretch yourself financially. You know, it's just not worth it. It's not necessary. So hopefully you guys got something out of this. Just one of my random thoughts for today. It's raining outside, so I'm kind of stuck in the hotel room. Not much to shoot. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, and until the next video, my friends.